Alright everybody, it's Corey here again. We are going to go over the single stock ETF trades and holdings. There is the daily roundup out there if you just want a quick overview of things and you don't want to look at the strikes and get details into the holdings and trades for the day. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, and this is for entertainment purposes only. And if you haven't watched my other videos, I forgot to do the weekly video. I do apologize. When I did my marathons of catch-up videos on Friday, when I thought I was feeling better, I totally forgot about the weekly video. And then in what small time I felt better, the last couple of days I've been working on my taxes. And I do have to get those done this week, so that will be a priority, but I'll keep trying to do what I can do here. I felt like there was something else, but I don't know. I know we don't have any trades to go over on the individual trade tab, that we'll be able to see them here on the holdings tab in our 3 columns that we have here. So yeah, we're just going to get started here. Now, AIYY, it closed today at 1332. AI closed down today also at 24.97, and so we don't have any trades to go over, but just a few reminders, right? Is when it comes to our synthetic, we want our stock price to be above. It's hard to use this one as an example because it's always off, or at least it has been for the last month or two. But we usually want the stock price to be above the strike price for the synthetics. And for the short calls, we want it to be below that. So we usually want it between there. In this case, the $35 synthetic strike was set around the time that it had earnings, and it had went up. And unfortunately, the stock has dropped over $10 under that. So that's why you see the negative 29% here. And as you can see on the left-hand side, that if we have to close these out, and we have less than 2 weeks now. Right now it looks like it's gonna cost us $10 million to do so. I know they're gonna be looking for any opportunity over the next 2 weeks. I don't know what the catalyst is gonna be. I will say by this point I've usually done the earnings sheet for the quarter, and I haven't done that, so I need to add that to my long to-do list. So let me just make a note. Hopefully I see this note later, because I'm just putting it on some scratch sheet here. The problem is, last time I did the earnings sheet and posted it, I swear like half of them changed after that. And it was very irritating, and I didn't have time to go back and update those. So, I don't know. I know that was like the first thing that I could do that was actual help for the Retire on Dividends Discord community, because I felt like I wasn't able to contribute any other way. So that was the first thing I volunteered to help with when Rod asked. So, but I'll look at that. Maybe I can do it during lunch tomorrow, because I do have to go back to work tomorrow. But anyway, sorry about that little detour. So right now, that's why we have a big old red negative 29% here, is because we're way up underneath the synthetic strike price by that 29%. Now for our short calls, these are new, but all these will expire on Friday, the 12th. Strike prices are 26, 26.50, and 27. So we're beneath those. The stock prices beneath those, but between 4 and 8%. If we move on to AMDY, you see we have no trades here, but AMD closed at 18.58, while AMD closed at 169.9. So it looks like both of these went down slightly today. We have another issue with synthetics, but luckily for this one, our synthetic isn't until next month, so I'm not going to go over that. But the other one is less than 2 weeks away, so I'm definitely going to look at the April ones there. But we have a short call here with a strike price of 177.50, and the stock price is currently 4% underneath that strike price. Of course, in these, even though I'm not talking about that synthetic, you can see the stuff when I scroll over to the right for market value if you want to see it, or you can just look at that roll-up amount over here under synthetic. Of course, you also have the short calls there as well. And I never go over it, but obviously you have the net assets and shares outstanding there if you'd like to see those. And then we go to AMSI. So AMSI closed at 23.26, while Amazon was up, well, was at 185.19 today. It looks like those went up a little bit. AMSI maybe more than Amazon percentage-wise, but it looks like they added 210 contracts to the synthetic positions. Then they added 110 contracts to the short call that they already had with a strike price of 190, and then they created a new short call position with 100 contracts at a 187.50 strike. So we have those two short calls there, and we're currently 1% and 3% below those strike prices. Of course, the majority of them are sitting at the 190 strike with 3,655 contracts. If we move down to Apple, it looks like our price did not change, $16.65, even though Apple did go down today, $168.45, so a little over $1. So interesting there, right? We have 180 contracts added to the synthetic positions. They added 90 to the short call strike price of 172.50, and then they opened up a new short call position at the $170 strike for 90 contracts. And as you can see here, we're currently under those two strike prices, 1% and 2%, but we also have a short call with a strike price of 175, and we're currently under that by 4%. And then if we move on down to Coney, we don't have any trades here. But you can see Coney was up today at 26.14, while Coin was up today at 256.99. No trades there. We do have our short call. Well, one, you see our synthetic we have here. Luckily, we're over that synthetic today. Of course, we weren't on Friday, but we're over that, so we're good. That's why we're in the green in our difference column. And then for our short calls, though, it looks like we're only 51% below, 51 cents below the short call right there. But as of this second, this price is like almost perfect in between our short call and synthetic there. Of course, we still have so many days left, right? For Dizzo, today it closed at 21.05, so it looks like we're down 10 cents there. And then Disney, we're down about $1.03 at 117.35. They added 45 contracts to the synthetic positions and opened a new short call with the 45 contracts with a strike price of 119. They also have the 120 and the 121, so we're currently 1% to 3% below the strike price for Dizzo. If we move on to Phoebe, we have no trades here. Phoebe did close at 22.23, which is up 3 cents, which is interesting because Meta here went down roughly $8 to $519.25. There is one short call here with the strike price of $535, and we're currently 3% below that strike price. We go down to GUI. GUI had no trades for today. GUI did go up a little bit to 17.32, while Alphabet went up to 154.85. We have one short call that expires Friday with a strike price of 155. And we're only 15 cents below that strike price. JPMO here closed at 21.31, slightly up, while JPM closed up about $1 at 198.40. 48. They added 40 contracts to the existing synthetic and to the short call of 207.50. Also had the short call of 205, and we're currently below those 3 and 4%. Murny has no trades here. It did go up to $20 today, so that went up a little bit. And then Moderna itself actually went up a couple of dollars also to $105.09. We have one short call that expires Friday with a strike price of $107, and we're currently 2% below that. We have MSFO with no trades and closed at 22.17, slightly up, while MSFT closed slightly down at 424.59. There's 3 short calls with the strike prices of 430, 432.50, and 435, and we're currently 1 to 2% below those strikes, those strike prices. We move on down to Misty. It closed at 35.90 today, slightly up, along with MicroStrategy at 1512.99. Added 14 contracts to the synthetic and created a new short call for the 40 contracts with a new strike price of $1,657.50. And then there's 3 other short calls there for 1705, 1750, and 1920, ranging anywhere from 9 to 21% below the strike prices. The majority of the contracts are sitting at that 1705 with 290, and then there's 130 at 1920. And Nestle, we have no trades for Nestle today. And then they closed at 18.34, slightly down, along with Netflix at 628.41. Have 2 short calls that expire this Friday at $650 and $655, which are currently 3 and 4% below those strike prices. NVIDIA. So NVIDIA closed at 26.20, slightly down, along with NVIDIA at 871.33. They added 520 contracts to the synthetic position, along with a new short call position for 520 contracts expiring Friday at the strike price of $895. There's also a $910 strike price short call as well. So we're currently under those by 3 and 4%. And that's all of the trades for today also. So I'm just going to hide that to make this a little easier the rest of the way. So we have OARC that closed at 12.51, slightly up, along with ARC at 48.10. We have 3 short calls that expire Friday at 48.50, 49, and 49.50, and we're under the strike prices by 1 to 3%. If we go on to PayPay, hold on, I can zoom out and get this all in one. Or not. There we go. So PayPay here closed at 19.17 and PayPal at 66.34, both slightly up, with a short call expiring Friday at $67. We're currently 1% or 66 cents below the strike price. Squee closed at 23.26. And Block closed at 78.35. Both of these slightly up, with the short call expiring on Friday, the strike price of $80. We're currently 2% below that. Tesla here closed at 15.29, and if we look at Tesla, it closed at 172.98, which is about coming up $8 there. So that's a pretty significant move. And then if we look at the short calls that will expire on Friday, we have a 172.50, so we're already over that one by 48 cents. And then we also have 182.50, and so we are 5% below that strike at the second. We are split even on the shares, 20,980 for each strike or each short call there. If we had to close these out today, it would cost $10 million. Hopefully these can stay around that price or just a little bit below it before Friday comes. And then we have Zomo here at 1844. So both of these are slightly down, while Exxon was at 120.55 today. So we have one short call that expires Friday with a strike price of 124, 3% below. YMAG here, we have, it closed today at $20.61, so it was up about 7 cents today. And then we have YieldMax here, closing at $21.49, about up 7 cents there. And then I believe that is all. The only spreadsheet I show on here is those two. Yeah, I know I have lots of other things working. But yep, that's where we're at for now. And I'm realizing just this second the YMAG and YieldMax calculation spreadsheet. So let me add that to my sheet also, because I know on the Alti I'm showing where we're at so far already for the month in earnings, but I need to also show that for the YMAG and YieldMax. So I guess that will be my priority tomorrow during lunch time. I know I adjusted the spreadsheet from last month's, and then I never did the follow-up video on that. I don't think I ever finished the spreadsheet and the adjustments, but I will get those done for this video. It just will not be tonight, so I do apologize for that. And I don't know if I mentioned it in this one. I probably didn't, because I haven't talked about Alti or these two yet. But I believe the declaration date is next Monday for these. So we will see, and we'll look at a few different things this month on our calculation for this. But anyway, I'll let y'all go. I'm going to work on the Alti Holdings spreadsheet, so then I can do the video for trades and holdings. Thank y'all. Y'all have a great day.